2 words, Revo Fitness. Here's a few more. Simple, 24/7, reformer Pilates, body scanners, massage chairs, squat racks, free weights, pin and plate loaded equipment, no lock-in contracts, no bullshit. All of that and more from just $9.69 a week. That's surprisingly affordable. Join now at Revo Fitness Blair Athol or download the Revo Fitness app. RevoFitness.com.au or find the Revo Fitness app in the App Store.
The Ash, Lutzi and Nikki Osborne podcast.
Thursday podcast.
Hey, yo.
What
was that story?
I got one of those, a Samsung telly, and you have this weird, I think it's called Samsung TV. And Mitchie, you just jumped into this world, didn't you?
Yeah, Samsung. So they got their own.
You go to home button, and then it's got all your apps, Channel 9, Channel 7, Foxtel, which keeps disappearing off it. It's weird.
I think we've got the same setup. We've got the same TV.
Yeah, the frame I've got.
Yeah. And it does. Foxtel disappears off the side of it.
It's kind of annoying, and sometimes you put the Foxtel on, and it says, "Oh, look, the 1989 Grand Final's on," and you go to it, and it's not like the timeline of the program doesn't match what's actually. So I don't know. It's hard work.
Yeah.
But there's also Samsung TV.
Yeah.
Which is this whole bunch of other channels.
Yeah, and it's almost there's a stack of channels. It's almost like old school, like Foxtel, where they've just got their program on, and you just got to tune in at the right time to watch whatever's on.
Yeah, it's kind of cool. But anyway, I know it's hard to get your head around, Ash, but it's all these different. There'll be one channel will just be.
I can get my head around it, mate. The concept's it's not that much of an amazing concept.
Well, you're doing that about something else. You look tired then for a second. I thought it was. Anyway, so there's one called Evolve Earth or whatever, and they have no ad breaks. Your program will be back in 2 minutes, and I'll just show you an Earth shot from the space. And
they do that on KO Sports now too.
It's kind of nice. That's Nick and Drell still talking outside. And then the show on was like some sort of sciencey sort of one. Essentially, they were talking about with the planet how the Russians apparently once tried to drill a hole right through the middle of the Earth and see if they'd come out the other side. And I'm paraphrasing here. I think they got 40,000 feet in or something, right? And then I thought, this is ridiculous. We can't get any further. They didn't get very far, but then all the scientists, including that Degrassi and everything.
Oh yeah.
They worked out that if you were to drill a hole straight through the guts, you'd fall, obviously, and gather quite an incredible amount of speed. At some point then, as you get halfway through, you're then going uphill, and gravity would start pulling you back down.
Yeah.
So you wouldn't shoot out the other end, and essentially, when you got to the other end, you'd sort of stop perfectly when you got to like a lift.
Yeah.
Like when you got to the other end.
Oh, because of gravity?
Because of gravity, because, you look at the Earth, it's sort of shooting down.
Yeah.
At some point, gravity's not pushing you down, or pushing you up, it's pushing you down, whatever. It reverses.
Yeah, because if you did at the other end, you'd have to pop out, which would mean you'd be going upwards.
Yeah, you wouldn't shoot out the sky and shoot into you know what I'm saying?
No, I know.
No, kind of.
Yeah, no, I know exactly what you're saying.
Yeah, and then the other point is, then one of them said, and by the way, it also takes 42 minutes. That's how long it takes to do it.
To do what? To
go from one side of the Earth to the other.
If you're free falling
through
the
middle of the Earth. And then what blew my mind is that,
wait, how long?
42 minutes.
Okay.
And then
I'd watch a Seinfeld episode.
The other point, the other point is,
I am right now.
The other point is, if you were to drill a hole anywhere else in the world, not through the middle, if you were to drill a hole from Japan to from Tokyo to LA. Guess how long it takes?
How long?
42 minutes. If you were to drill a hole from San Diego in South America to Rockhampton, guess how long it takes?
42 minutes?
It always takes 42 minutes.
How do they know? No one's been thrown through a hole in Earth?
These genius
it's
people.
science.
Yeah.
But it's all conjecture. There's no.
It's not conjecture.
There's
It's
no
not
proof.
conjecture. This is what. Are you
Hey,
you're that far from flat earthing us right
no.
now?
I was wondering this yesterday when we had that lady come in, the astronaut.
Yeah.
Like, would anybody have listened to that interview and then still thought that it's a flat Earth?
Of course they would.
Like,
absolutely they would.
Have you seen the Facebook
Let's ask
page?
one.
The Flat Earth group connecting members around the globe.
Yeah.
I haven't seen it.
Yeah.
The fact that you has
it
suggested
exists.
again.
I'm so far from a flat earther. My God.
But you sounds like you don't believe in the scientific data that I just gave
No,
you.
but if it hasn't been proven, it is speculative. It's like Jesus and the Big Bang. It's like Well,
No, I don't
Jesus did exist.
I don't think
but
it. So Jesus
God.
did exist.
Well, Jesus existed, but God, the Almighty Creator. But while we're on big questions, thinking about the hole through the earth, a
Yeah.
straw, does it have one hole or two holes?
That's it. I don't know. 2 holes.
Or is it one continuous hole?
No, 2 holes, I think.
This is breaking the internet at the moment. This is like blue dress, gold dress.
Definitely 2 holes, because if you bend it,
Ash, all I can see is the cogs ticking.
Yeah, well, it's a valid question.
Yeah.
You could put together an argument for both.
Well, you could. Mitch?
Well, I was thinking running back through what Lutzi was saying, if you drill into the ground, if you just have a hole, you go and dig a hole.
Yeah.
There's a hole in the ground, but it does have
That's
an
one
end.
hole. Yeah.
So if it went all the way through to the other side of the earth,
Yeah. 2
holes.
then it would be 2 holes, and that's a straw.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, it's one.
Based on what?
It's one hole, one continuous hole.
Well, it's one hole,
As opposed
okay.
to 2 holes.
Like, what's a tunnel? If
next
you
to
go driving,
another.
you tunnel through like a mountain. What does that have?
One hole.
Okay, so...
If you said we're going to put
Okay,
a hole
hang
through
on,
the mountain.
hang on.
It's got 2 entrances.
Yeah, okay, so if I say...
Yeah, but that I'm saying holes.
If I go, Nikki...
Well,
if I go, Nikki...
I use the word holes too. It's got 2 holes.
Okay, Nikki, I'll meet you at the end of the Clem 7. The hole. What do you ask me?
Which end of that one hole?
Yeah, so that's by argument. That's 2. That's 2 options, right?
Yeah.
No, it's just one hole with 2 ends.
Well, if that's what it is, it's just a word.
You know what? I actually think it's 2 holes. I'm just arguing the toss here to see where everyone ends up.
Definitely 2 holes. I mean, I don't... Yeah, but it's just the hole. Like, what's the definition of hole then?
Yeah. Then you get down into
Yeah.
like
Into the
It's
semantics.
semantics. Yeah.
good fun to think about, though, isn't it?
It is.
What else you got? Anything else?
Well, I'm just saying.
Yeah, no, that was good.
But I think
Anyone else got anything like
there's that,
Any-
and then there's science.
I feel like
mean,
Nick could have
my
amazing
42-minute thing is a science thing,
Yeah, no, and you know what? I think I've seen
and
that.
I think they could recreate that. in some
I
way.
think I've seen that Neil deGrasse Tyson talk about that before.
Yeah.
The free fall, 42 minutes
Yes.
through Earth.
Yeah, and because it
Makes
Very
you think
fast.
that international travel should be a whole lot quicker, doesn't it?
It really
like if you could dead set,
You know what? It does.
If you could fall through the middle of the Earth
And-
and pop out. By the way,
Nicky-
where would we pop out? Has anyone ever said that? You know, the old saying is you'd come to China, but where would we end
I
up?
did the math only because I didn't do the math properly, but I'm paraphrasing. Remember that when that guy in Iceland said, "Oh, the Northern Lights didn't show up for you, but don't worry, you can come back in 6 months, in the next 6 months, and it's free." And I said, "Do you realise how far away I live?" And I got a globe and had a look, and I think it was just west of Iceland. But that could be
okay.
completely wrong.
What if you drill through?
Yeah.
Do you know, Nick?
I've had the exact same question, and it's somewhere off the Canary Islands.
Where's that? That's nowhere near Iceland. Then.
No, it's kind of off Spain, West Africa. So we'd go straight through to.
Oh, we're going
ocean.
that direction.
Yeah.
Africa?
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah, off Africa, so off West Africa.
That can't be right because we're both in the southern hemisphere.
Yeah, we'd have to go to the Northern Hemisphere, surely.
A lot of Africa is in the Northern Hemisphere.
So
Yeah.
it's northern Africa.
Northwestern Africa, sort of southern
What?
Spain,
Is
Europe.
Africa in the northern
Oh, if
hemisphere?
it's coming
both.
out in
It's in
like
both.
near the Med, I'd jump through that
Pretty
hole.
close to the Med,
Imagine
yeah.
that, a 42-minute trip to the Med.
Did you hear what we just talking about?
Yes.
Yeah, right. The 42-minute thing. Yeah. I'll tell you, and not that this is the same, but
You'd have a vomit for sure. It's pretty quick.
we're whinging about travel to
They look good for the Med.
the sunny coast.
Yeah, true.
Your bloody Bruce Highway, whatever it is a nightmare, right?
Yeah.
At World Expo in Dubai in 2021, like they have these like tunnels now, not dissimilar, I guess, where it's basically that's
And how many holes are in
like
the tunnel?
like the stuff that at Woolworths when they put the cash in, it goes. Whoosh. Okay, so people are traveling in these like
Pneumatic
little,
Speed
tubes, yeah.
tunnels.
little tubes now along these tunnels, along these tubes.
What? Not in their car.
In a capsule.
In a capsule.
8 people to a capsule, like at
The
least
Jetsons.
At least 4 of the countries I went to of their pavilions at World Expo in Dubai, people were doing this. Branson was doing one. The freaking Germans, whoever, whatever.
It's like Willy
there was
Wonka and the
4 of
Chocolate
them.
Yeah,
Factory.
Elon was looking at
I'm
Hyperloop
talking
for a while.
Hyperloop.
That's it.
It was like I'm making this up now. I remember thinking 13 minutes to the Sunshine Coast. Like it was fast.
What, if we had one here,
Yeah.
you could just get catapulted in
You
a
basically
tube.
get in a tube and just take off.
Oh, I couldn't cope with the G-forces, though.
No, I don't think it's
Inertial
crazy, is it?
dampeners.
Yeah, you'd
Yeah.
have to knock me out. You
I
get like
don't think it's that
bloodshot
bad.
eyes.
I don't think it's that bad.
Really? I struggled
But
in
mate,
the
No, what you do is you join whatever the equivalent of Qantas Club is, and you just get just get blotto.
It might not have been. Yeah, you get blind. is what
Go
you're
on.
saying.
What were you going to say?
It might not have been 13 minutes. It might have been 40 minutes. I don't know, but it was quick.
No, you got to be quicker.
No, it's going to be quicker than
It'd be
40.
quicker
Out of the
than
money
that.
there. Yeah.
I do it in 40 some mornings if I'm running late.
No, you don't.
Well, then it was 13 minutes. Well, it was good. Hyperloop. Let's see where they're at with it now. Because
Hyperloop was the
Hyperloop was one of
technology they
them.
were looking at.
they were building one in Vegas, I think, weren't they? Just as
Yeah.
a test out in the desert in Nevada.
I mean, we've only just signed off on like a train line to Kiwana, so like we're not getting much closer.
Whereas on the Gold Coast, we're seeing if we can get the light rail
Oh,
to go
maybe.
to Burleigh.
Seriously, that's
Oh,
exactly
wait.
it.
Hang on, Nick. Are we getting a train to Kiwana?
Yes, I mean they've been trying to get it ready for at least the Olympics. Now they keep saying now, but they keep getting pushed back with building costs and timing, and I'm very worried they're going to run out of time. But the idea was to connect off the current line, and then I love trains
And come in along the freeway.
and coming up the freeway, so Caloundra up, and then there would be kind of a terminus at around the sort of Kiwana area, which now I would imagine they would try and tie into the Sunshine Coast Stadium.
Yeah, okay.
that
So
makes sense.
But there'll be another case study. There'll be another,
either way, this is
I reckon they'll run
really
out of time,
good
yeah.
for property prices where I bought.
That's the tunnel kind of thing. Just so
Yes.
you look, and this is I think this is the
kind of like
Dutch.
it looks like an oil pipeline for those.
Yeah.
Can't see it.
and you
Or a water slide on a cruise ship.
Yeah, just put a really straight one.
And so they sit above ground. It's not like they're even sitting 6
No,
foot
it's-
under. or
it's
anything.
above ground.
Okay, good. Because I'm thinking, imagine like if there is an issue.
Well,
you don't need people
question though,
claustrophobia.
David. But like you said, there's 8 people to a capsule.
Something like that.
Can you only have one capsule moving at the time? Like, or is there multiple capsules?
I think it's multiple capsules.
Yeah,
How do they not run into each other?
Well, they're running at the same
I
speed.
think there'd be two
maybe
parallel tunnels, wouldn't there be?
Well,
Why are
they,
we
maybe,
watching
maybe they
Elon
hit
Musk?
they
Did
might
he
hit a
come up with
point
it?
and then like exit to the side maybe and like a bus stop almost, and then you just re-enter the tunnel.
So is that Elon Musk again?
Hyperloop is.
So this exists.
Yeah, like
They're
Dubai.
trying to make it happen.
Dubai have huge.
For the
Dubai have
general
huge planes.
public?
Yeah.
This isn't just like a ride you can go and get on in Dubai and go, oh, I went on the Hyperloop.
No, it's for the real
It's
deal.
actually being used commercially in Dubai to
Well,
transport its citizens.
Well, 2021. That was 4 years ago. I was looking at it in Dubai, so I'm presuming they've made some inroads since
we
then.
think
right?
we're so modern, then you travel and you look at what everyone's
Yes.
done. You're
Go-
like,
Yes.
whoa.
But also,
World
you think-
Expo,
You
that's
think
what I'm
we're so
telling you.
modern, but then how are we? How like planes? Like, you know, they've been around for a fair while now. Ships, trains, like these are all centuries old methods of
Yeah.
transportation. There hasn't really been anything.
Well, we're held back by what we're trying to do with it. I mean, the Concorde was a very good idea, but it just posed too many problems.
Weren't they talking 6 months ago that they're starting to look
There's
back
another
into that?
Yeah, they've done trial flights
Yeah,
of a
okay.
new form of Concorde. Yeah.
Yeah.
And then on it's similar, but not quite to the tunnel thing. Any updates on that? Where were they building it now? In the desert.
Oh,
that-
the
the wall.
the wall city.
The city, yeah.
Saudi Arabia is still doing that. They're still trying, like, again.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
Is that for real?
They've started building.
I hope.
I've seen construction. They have started building it. Now, whether or not this works or not, look, the thing is they have the resources, and given their sort of climate, they kind of have to innovate there. So we'll see how that goes.
Can you
But the-
explain this to someone who has
Okay.
no idea
Yeah,
what
no,
you're
absolutely.
talking
So
about?
I'll find a video for you.
They're
What's
building
that-
a city in the desert.
Yeah, right. Saudi Arabia have
Inside
more
a
money
capsule.
than what they're not to do with.
inside
So
a
they've
capsule.
built this like think like the Great Wall of China, except
Yeah.
it's straight and it's built with, I guess, sort of mirrors to block out the sun. And in this line, they have built within it the city. So imagine like inside the wall is the city, and under that concept of like a 15-minute city where everything you need is within 15 minutes.
Yeah.
That's how they're doing it.
So they've done it a bit like the way the
wall?
Spanish
No,
do
the
those
line.
little
It's
inner
called the
courtyards.
line. The line.
No, but I mean, the Spanish, the Moors
Moors,
have
yeah.
been doing that for a very long time. It's interesting that they're bringing that back. They've got all their internal courtyards, which are like 7 degrees cooler
Yes.
than
Yeah.
outside of their houses. So they're just doing a
A
big.
lot of that around southern Spain.
Sort of
Yes.
like, like so, but that goes for how long? 100 kilometres.
Yeah.
Oh, but it reminds me of a Star Wars city because they're always
Yeah.
running through like this long kind of
There it is.
linear place.
Look at that. That's it there. Like,
That's bonkers.
Yeah.
Imagine all the birds that are going to die flying into that mirror.
I literally
110
thought that.
miles
Yeah.
long, 1,600 foot tall mirrored buildings planned for 9 million residents.
There'll be a lot of ants burnt too. The
Oh, yeah.
reflection.
That actually happens.
Yeah, I believe it.
The you know, when you go to Vegas for the solar panel fields,
Yeah.
Yeah.
and it's got one tower in the middle, which
Yep.
kind of
Central Tower.
the central tower, which I think
Like in Sahara.
which
the
deflects.
Coney film.
What's it do? It absorbs the light or it deflects the light? Central Tower?
It would be the story. I mean, I'm just literally going off the film Sahara where I've seen the same thing.
Yeah.
It would be the sort of central storage.
Yeah, you don't want to be a bird flying through that deflection light.
Oh, they just get lasered.
Whoosh!
You wouldn't even know about it.
No. Barcelona torch all over again.
Yeah.
It'd be like Ocean Gate. You wouldn't know. Just be
You wouldn't
boom.
know.
Don't even know.
Good way to go.
Yeah.
Aloe Vera's not helping that little problem.
No. You ain't putting any, aloe vera on.
Hey, your mum's not putting a little gotcha your
what happened,
white
David?
ball
I
singlet
flew
on,
into the
mate.
sun
and-
generator
Remember that day
again.
and
Mum had,
rubbing-
remember
rubbing-
Mum had to do it to me when I was staying at Chevron on the Gold Coast. I lay too long looking at that bikini girl on the beach.
What happened?
Icarus flew too
You
close to the
fried
sun.
and
Fell in,
what,
love with, fell in love with a girl on the beach. I sat in the sun for 4 hours.
and you had to get aloe vera
Yeah, Mum,
vera by your
I lay
mother.
in bed for 3 days. Mum just had to apply aloe vera.
I've been that burnt before.
This
It's
was the last Christmas
horrendous.
holidays.
The Ash, Lutzi and Nikki Osborne podcast.
2 words, Revo Fitness. Here's a few more. Simple, 24/7, Reformer Pilates, body scanners, massage chairs, squat racks, free weights, pin and plate loaded equipment, no lock-in contracts, no bullshit. All of that and more from just $9.69 a week. That's surprisingly affordable. Join now at Revo Fitness Blair Athol or download the Revo Fitness app. RevoFitness.com.au or find the Revo Fitness app in the App Store.